a two-time Arnold Classic Physique champion, celebrated for his flawless symmetry and classic posing, owner of Iron Eden Coaching. We have the one and only
Terrence, Ruffin.
There's a lot of things when it comes to genetics and gear, and I think a lot of times people correlate or like very low, and like it's not the case. The level of competition improves like crazy amount every year, and I think a lot of these new guys coming up, it's gonna be very interesting. You want to be more transparent, but then you also got 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds also in that same room with you, and you end up with 14-year-olds doing cycles now. If you have mental issues, don't use any type of or anything like that. In my opinion, I know everyone loves the 70s, but I personally think the 80s is the best era of bodybuilding. I was 12 pounds heavier in a month, and I was doing an upper-lower split that entire time too. And like Hunter, Roy, and Jordan, they were all there seeing it happen.
What do you think about next Olympian Classic with Cbum out of the mix?
Okay, I got a few things to say there probably.
It's okay, man. Technical difficulties. I'm getting old too, I get it.
Yo, no, it's like you take the headphones out, you can hear you, but like I've never connected headphones and they're at 0%.
No, it's okay. I get it, bro. Off-season brain. Digestive brain. I get it.
Okay. If that's how your headphones work, bro, okay, but all right. It's something new to me.
Just played. How you been, dude? How's everything been going with you, bro?
Everything's good, man. I'm out in just getting settled in Houston.
Yeah? What do you think about Houston? How is it for you?
I like it a lot, man. I like it better than Tampa. It's a lot to do here, man. And it's like always something going on, and there's stuff to do in Tampa too, for sure. But I like it a little bit better here, man. And then the culture is a little bit closer to how I grew up in the South. I mean, I wouldn't consider Tampa really the South. It's just Florida.
Yeah.
Florida is its own thing, you know what I mean?
Yeah, for sure. I'm asking because I grew up in College Station, so I'd be in Houston literally every month with my family. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I know College Station. Yeah.
Hella crazy. They got hella crazy Asian food, bro. Houston's got some good ass Asian food.
It's like the highest Vietnamese population in Houston. So
yeah.
Okay.
There's a lot of them. There's a lot, bro.
It's a lot, yeah. So yeah, it's nice, man. And then the guy, I was at the bank yesterday. He was telling me some good places to eat. There's like this new this Thai place that just got a Michelin star or whatever. So I got to check that place out next.
Have you been to Alpha Land yet?
Yeah, I've been to Alpha Land. That's where I was training when I first moved here, but now I train up with Hunter at his gym most of the time.
Oh yeah, how's his gym? It's pretty fucking sick, huh? It's like pretty private, right? Close quarters.
Yeah, it's a private gym just for whoever they feel like letting in that day. But yeah, it's attached to the company, so like they got the warehouse there, the offices and everything. Yeah, it's nice though, man. Like Hunter has everything he wants in the gym. He's getting some more stuff pretty soon. It's really, really good.
I feel like it changes the game being in a nice private area. A nice, Young LA's been nice for me personally, just because I don't have to deal with, I don't know, it's kind of nicer to just be in your own personal space when you're training with your head down.
I love it, dude. Especially because I've been training with Joe all these years. It's just a private, it was a Batista's private gym. So it was literally would be just me and him. And then I came here and started training at Alpha Land. And even though like the times I went weren't busy, there was obviously almost every day was a time where like a machine is taken and then I have to wait like 30 minutes for this machine to free up. And I'm like, it became an issue, you know what I mean? Yeah. And I started to understand how my clients are like, oh, I swapped this here, that there. And I never really like complained about it because I'm like, yeah, gyms are pretty crazy, but I just completely forgot like personal experience of like, oh man, yeah, there's a ton of other people here, and like it's tough to kind of stick to a exercise order when you never know when the machine's gonna be available. Yeah.
What did you move to Houston, by the way?
You said when?
No, why?
Why? I just was really unhappy in Tampa, so I prayed about it, and the TV was on when I was doing it. As soon as I opened my eyes, Houston in big letters popped up on the screen. So I was like, okay, let's go see.
Oh no, shit.
Yeah. So I came down and stayed in some Airbnbs for a couple months to see if like I would like it, and then after that I got a place. I think I've been I've had a place for about 2 months, but I've been here for about 6.
Damn. Okay. That's quite a bit some time, man. Damn, bro. I'm starting to feel like I'm getting these signs that I should be moving to Texas right now. I don't know what's going on.
Let's do it. Dude, there's lots of gyms here. I mean, in terms of like competition, it's great. Like lots of competitors, lots of gyms. There's obviously Alpha Land, there's Roman Empire, Iron City, Apex. There's some smaller gyms like I think Level Red. What's some smaller gyms in the area? Believe Fitness. There's a ton. I know there's like at least like 6 or 7 good gyms all around Houston.
I'll figure it out. Where I'm going, but Texas has always been like a place close to home since I grew up there.
Yeah.
But it's just so, I always get worried that the culture is just going to be so different because I came to California for like the diversity.
Sure.
It's going to be different, bro. It's going to be hell different. It's like I got to pick like opposite sides. I either go to Austin or I go anywhere else in Texas.
Austin might be a good spot. Yeah, for sure. That would probably be the closest bet to Cali.
I'm worried if I go to Austin though, I'm just going to start taking shrooms and stop working out.
I don't know, dude. I don't know. I feel like you could do both, but if you take shrooms, you don't want to work out. I get it. I think you could get it if you microdose. You'll have great workouts. Yeah.
Oh yeah, probably. How's the off season been for you so far?
It's been good. I wouldn't call it great, but it's been good. So I mean, I take the win. The elbow stuff has been an issue, but. Found like also, since moving here, I met up with Hunter. Hunter actually knew a guy that offers stem cells down in Colombia, and I'm leaving Saturday for the treatment. So
oh fuck yeah, dude.
Yeah, so I'm excited,
awesome.
A little nervous. So I'll do that I go there on the 16th. The 21st is when I have the treatment, and then I'll have to take 2 weeks off from the gym, which is kind of a pain in the ass.
Dude, that's I don't remember the last time I took 2 weeks off the gym, to be real.
I had to take 2 weeks off for the hair transplant, and it's coming back pretty nicely. It's still growing, but it's like, it was like, I mean, you can still see a little bit of thinness here, but
bro, that hairline's looking clean.
Yeah, dude,
it's
I'm
looking
really
way
happy.
Cleaner than mine.
Dude, so I had to take 2 weeks off for this, and people. My buddy Michael DeBoer, he got one too. He didn't take the 2 weeks off, and the shit didn't take. Like he has to go back again. I was like, bro, I would never. Yeah.
Is it because you like sweat?
Probably the sweat and maybe just the stress from training. I don't know, but yeah, it said it didn't work at all.
Oh damn!
I would not want to do that again, dude. Like it was very brief, but in that brief, like 2-3 minutes was probably the most painful thing I've experienced. It was the
only
numbing.
2-3 minutes?
No, the whole procedure is like 8 hours.
Oh, I was about to say.
But when they're putting in the numbing stuff, it's like really, really painful.
Damn. Okay.
Yeah, and yeah, it was. But I wouldn't want to do it again. So
yeah.
But that's the only other time I've taken like 2 weeks off. Besides, my gyno surgery, that was 2 weeks. So I've done it a couple times.
Bro, low-key, I bet like you're gonna be so responsive though after taking those 2 weeks off.
That's what happened after the hair transplant, dude. I blew up, dude. I like it was crazy. It was really crazy how much I gained in such a short time. Like I gained more. I was 12 pounds heavier in a month. Like I started training for a month. I was 12 pounds heavier than before the procedure.
Oh shit.
Yeah, it was insane. Yeah, I was like, I don't know what's happening.
Whoa. How much did you weigh after the 2 weeks of resting?
So before the surgery, weight? I was So before the surgery, I was 200. After the 2 weeks, I dropped down quite a bit to 187, and then a month after that, I got up to 212.
Damn.
Yes.
Damn. Now you're the heaviest you've ever been. Damn, bro.
Yeah. So, and I was doing an upper lower split the entire time too, and it's pretty cool. It was pretty cool to and like Hunter and there's 2 other guys, Roy and Jordan. They were all there seeing it happen, and it was pretty crazy.
Just seeing you gain all that mass so quickly.
Yeah. Because I mean, what 187 to 212? Yeah. That's almost Almost
Right.
40. No, yeah, almost 30 pounds. Yeah.
If you don't mind me asking, did you like come off of compounds for like before the hair transplant or anything?
For me, I just dropped down to like 200 mgs a test.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah.
And then did you like go back on it like when you started training again or something? Or
Once I started training, yeah.
Yeah.
I went up an actual full on cycle after that, like what I was doing when I was weighing the 200 pounds.
Okay, so it was about the same thing as you were on before you even came off for the hair transplant.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking crazy, dude. That's insane. That's fucking nuts.
Yeah, we'll see how this next little break, because I mean, like I would like to do a show earlier in the year. I think after the surgery, after the 2 weeks, it'll put me like at 16 weeks out. So maybe 15. So I'll be pushing it. I might. So it depends on how I look and how I feel if I'll do that show. But I would like to.
Were you eating the same amount of calories before and after?
So started off, I was eating the same, and then I had a conversation with the hypertrophy coach, and I was telling him I was having a hard time growing my arms. So we started doing 2-a-days with the upper lower split. So I started eating more after then. So I went up to 7 meals a day once I started doing 2-a-days, and it's honestly. People asking me how out of the 2-a-days, how's the 7 meals? It's
crazy.
A full-time job, dude. Like I don't have time to do like anything.
That's fucking
Like,
crazy,
I really
bro.
don't.
Wait, so how many rest days do you have a week now?
I have 3.
3 rest days. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
And then how many days are you training twice a week or twice a day? Sorry.
4. Yeah. So what's the day? Thursday. So Monday and Thursday is upper body. I'll do bis and tris in the morning, chest and back in the evening. And then the next day I'll do shoulders in the morning and legs in the evening. Yeah. And like for the upper days, 2 bi, 2 tri exercises. Most of the exercises are 2 working sets. For the dips, I normally do 1. So like total volume for that morning workout would be 4 bicep movements, 3 tricep, 4 bicep sets, 3 tricep working sets. Yeah, there we go.
Total. That's the total sets for that morning workout.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
gotcha.
For the afternoon, it's basically the same. I'll do 2 and 2, 2 chest, 2 back, 2 sets of each.
2 sets of each. How many exercises?
So 2 chest movements, 2 back movements.
And is it 2 sets of each movement? Okay,
Yeah.
gotcha.
2 sets for all of it. Yeah.
Damn, bro.
Yeah. So I mean, my workouts I feel like they take about an hour a piece. So I'm really working out 2 hours a day. Yeah.
Right. They're pretty, dude. I'm pretty excited to hear about this stuff too, just because everyone's so intrigued in this new upper lower split. I know the science-based community has been very hyped up about it.
Yeah, I heard you were the one that told me Mike was doing it. I was like, oh
Yeah.
shit, okay, that's pretty dope. That's good to hear.
I mean, he kind of just like let it out on the podcast that's what he did to gain the 60 pounds in like 4 months and basically gain 12 pounds of lean muscle, or at least 12 pounds of stage weight. So like, I mean, it's just so interesting because, there's this huge little divide between our science-based community and our gearhead bro bodybuilding community right now. And like a lot of the pro bodybuilders, especially if you like listen to like Foward's podcast or the Real Bodybuilding podcast, you'll know that like a lot of past Olympians, a lot of high level pros have always done this thing kind of like a bro split or like a pro split where they're hitting maybe each muscle group maybe once a week. But like, it's just kind of very interesting to hear that like you guys are both doing this upper lower training split. And
The funny thing is like I don't keep up with like how like those guys train, but I was watching again Hypertrophy's YouTube the other day, and he broke down Dorian and Ronnie's training, and they weren't doing a bro split. Ronnie was doing like a push pull legs variation, and I'm not sure what Dorian was doing, to be quite honest. But Dorian comes from the camp of Mike Mentzer, so like it's definitely not your traditional like bro split.
Dorian's
so two
a
of the
little
dudes
nuts.
that they love, you know what I mean, like weren't doing bro splits, you know.
I feel like, I mean, what I know from Dorian's crazy blood and guts workout though is he'd do like 7 different exercises for back, all one working set, and or maybe it was like 7 to 10 exercises or something. But it would be like that whole workout would be like for back, him just doing that many different exercises for back, and then he'd go and do that one whole workout for like chest, doing that many exercises for chest. It was pretty intriguing, but it was always very high intensity. I feel like Dorian's workout methods were just the most different from anyone else's, to be honest. But I think I'm so curious how this upper, like whether or not upper lower splits still are more beneficial for enhanced athletes versus naturals. And I think that's a thing that we don't have any science on.
Yeah. I don't think they'll ever do. They won't ever have like full research for that. But it's been going pretty well, man. Like it's been going pretty well for me. I think I'll just base things off of how well I recover from it. You know. I'm like Joe. Like if you're growing just fine with the bro split, stick to it. Like, you know, good for you. Lucky you. Yeah. You can do whatever you want and see progress. But if you're not, I would definitely switch over to something with a little bit more high frequency. And that's what's worked best for me. Like I started out doing bro splits, and I remember in particular, like the year following, you know, me winning my pro card, I was like, okay, I'm going to take this year off. I'm going to grow. There's no classic. So I'm doing 212. I turned pro at 155 pounds. So, and then I did that whole year, bro splits, pushed myself, whatnot. And, come, you know, 2016, I weigh like, how much did I weigh? I competed at like 159, 160 total. Like I was like, so I gained maybe 5 pounds. No, like four pounds maybe, in like a year and a half of an off season. I'm like, oh, that's not that great. But as soon as I got with Joe and we started doing a little bit higher frequency, like a push-pull legs variation, I gained like, you know, quite a bit more in that time frame. I think I gained about 10 pounds by doing something like that, you know. I base it off of that, you know. Same with, you know, best what you told me from Mike. You know, this is like 12 pounds from a guy that's been competing that long. It's got to be some proof to it, man, you know. Yeah. Like that's insane, you know, like 12 pounds and you're just starting out, like you're like, you know, 23, 24, just starting using stuff, like, okay, I can see that. But like 12 pounds and you've been competing for like, I don't know, I feel like he's been competing at least like 8 to 6 years, you know? Yeah, that's tough.
Haven't you been competing for like at least 8 years now too?
I've been a pro 10 years.
Pro for 10 years. Yeah,
it's 10 years this month. Yeah.
But Olympia, is this going to be your 8th or your 7th Olympia?
The first Olympia was in 2016, but it's my, I've skipped 2 now. So what is that? I don't know. How many?
Math is kind of hard. I think that's 7. I think that's going to be 7 for 25.
Okay.
What have you been focusing on improving for this Olympia 2025? I know there's a lot of people that are curious whatever you feel like has held you back from winning the past Olympias.
I think I'm pretty balanced now. I still would like my arms to be bigger in certain poses. Like I'm pretty happy with my front double. I think overall size is needed, especially like I saw those pictures of some people put pictures up of me back last year versus Mike. I was like, okay, yeah, I need to be a bit bigger now. He's gotten a lot bigger. In my side chest, I definitely would like a little bit more in my tricep in that pose, and a little bit more in the hamstring as well. And in the back pose, just more back. Yeah. Maybe some more lats in the ab and thigh. Like my waist is small, I would say, but I don't have the widest shoulders. Like Mike is very wide up top. Chris is very wide. So I think a little bit more lats would benefit me to kind of build up that taper a little bit more.
Yeah.
So that's how I break it down now, man. I don't break it down by just muscles in general. I break it down pose by pose.
I think physiques like Ramon's are so phenomenal where like you got just giant limbs, giant giant ass fucking arms, bro, giant ass fucking legs. But I think without a doubt, in both bodybuilding and classic, you can never go wrong. Well, honestly, in all three divisions, you can never go wrong with more lat. It just seems like you can always have more lat. I feel like that's the one body part, bro. It's crazy.
Yeah. I agree, man. I agree. There's some body parts that, like, yeah, you get them big as you want, man.
Yeah. And seeing Mike too this last year, I feel like that just confirms it a little bit more. Just, I feel like his lats were insane. Like the width.
No, for sure.
The V taper that created. It's fucking
unreal. He's been had a small waist, but a lot of, and it is for him, it's still a little bit of an issue from the back and the rear, the back lower body. But like usually it's way worse. When I see a guy with a very, very small waist, it makes certain things harder to grow. Like maybe their legs are a little bit smaller, or their glutes are a little bit smaller, or their lats. Something usually struggles to grow. And I think of like, I forget his first name, but Buchanan. He's that old school black bodybuilder that had like the really small waist back in the day. And like his legs struggled a bit. But Mike's body's pretty complete, man.
Do you think Serge Nubret struggled with anything? Any body part?
I would say no based on his time. I mean, if I compared him to today's standards, yeah, for sure. But like based on when he competed, I think he was pretty complete. Yeah. It's crazy, man, too. I look at those guys back then and like he had some very weird stuff. From what I understand, he just ate meat. I think he was on a carnivore diet.
No shit.
I could have swore someone could fact check me, but I'm pretty sure that's what he did.
What?
And yeah. He's from what I remember, it might be a different bodybuilder, but from what I remember, he said that when I look at a lion, I see his physique and I see how lean they are. But are you Googling it? Yeah, let me know.
Yeah, I gotta Google this, bro. Serge Nubret was known for eating up to 4 kilograms of horse meat.
Yeah.
What? What?
Yeah.
Up to 7 pounds of horse meat. Dude, bro, what?
Yeah, so shit's
What's
wild,
in the
man.
horse meat, dude? That's fucking savage.
He was I think he's French, so I guess that's what, maybe that was normal in France. I don't know.
Yeah, it is more normal in France. I actually had horse tartare.
Really?
Little raw horse.
Okay.
I'm not gonna lie, it was kind of gas.
Okay.
But one of these, I mean, I don't know how credible these blogs are, but one of it says he also ate fish, chicken, rice, and vegetables and fruits at an older age when he switched from horse meat to beef. That's fucking savage.
Shit's wild, man, what some of those guys used to do.
I'm about to tell my vegan girlfriend I'm going to start eating horse meat. She's from Kentucky and rides horses. Oh yeah, she's going to love that. Sick. Okay. Damn, bro. Well, I feel like that's one of I mean, I was having a podcast with, do you know Coach Justin Harris? Have you ever heard of him?
Yeah, I've heard that name.
Yeah, he has. He's known for his little like carb cycling protocol with insulin and then some other variant things. But he's been like coaching since like 2004. But he states that he believes the upper and lower split is very beneficial, partly because aside from the high frequency, like if you just need to gain mass overall, it's probably the most optimal. Like if you don't care about like building up your arms, then strictly an upper lower split would be beneficial. But like for you, for example, you guys have tailored the upper lower to prioritize your arms, right? Yeah.
That was definitely key. I totally agree with him, especially like most people can't go hit the gym twice a day. So like I would say if you really need to prioritize something and like deprioritize other body parts, like a push-pull legs variation, not just a push-pull legs rest, push-pull legs, but like a push-pull legs rest, and then those second 2 days kind of tailor that toward what you really need to focus on, and then rest. So like a 5-day, well, not a 5-day, but you're training 5 days a week, and you take like Wednesday and Sunday off, or Thursday and Sunday off.
Okay.
I think that's probably best for a lot of people who are like at a higher level. But if you're newer or you don't need to focus on a certain body part, you can train once a day. Upper lower has been great for that.
What are your calories on what are your calories on training days versus off days?
I haven't, last time I calculated, it was around 5,800.
Oh shit.
Yeah. So yeah, dude.
I mean, is it 5,800? Like, does it change when you're on your rest day versus when you're on a training day?
Rest day, yeah, I'll take out probably 2 meals, honestly. I'll do usually 5 meals on a rest day just for my sanity. Yeah, so yeah, because 7, because 6 was already a lot for me. 5 is what I like to be at. 7 is, like I said, it's just like nonstop.
I don't even understand how you can do 7 meals and 2 training sessions all in one day. Like, I don't even understand how that's possible.
It's a pain in the ass. So, yeah. Some days is a little. So most like ideally it'll be, I'll do 4 whole like chicken rice, beef rice, turkey rice, or something like that. It was a veggie, and then the other 3 meals will be like a shake and something else. But if I'm running late, it'll be 4 shakes and 3 like full meals, you know. And when I say shakes, it's usually protein and like cream of rice or protein and bagels, something like that. The bagels is great because like for me, like eating 2 bagels is easy, it's quick, it digests very fast. Sometimes cream of rice can still take a while, even though it's supposed to be quicker, you know.
Right. Okay. Gotcha. Do you happen to know like around what kind of carbs you'd be eating on your training days? Any like rough idea of how much?
A little under 700, about 700.
About 700. That's fucking savage.
Yeah, a little under 694.
Damn.
Oh wait, no, I take that back. Wait. It was already at 7. I thought it was at 6. Okay. So no, it's actually 616.
How tall are you right now? Right now.
right now.
I'm telling you right now.
Right now I'm 5'5". We'll see on show day.
Damn, yeah, bro, that's crazy. That's a lot of food for 5'5". That's insane.
Yeah, you know, I'm like, and it's funny, man, because people like don't realize this stuff. Like, they think like different classes are very consistent on how much they eat, how much drugs they take, how they train. I'm like, no, dude, like it's hugely person dependent, dude. Like, I saw Brett posted the other day. For him to go to Classic to the Open, he was eating 6,000 calories. And I'm like, bro, like I'm just eating 6,000 calories trying to get to my weight cap. Like it's a fucking pain in my ass. So no, dude, it varies wildly, dude. I like when people say I should try to open, I was like, there's no way I would survive that that journey.
That's crazy. So how do you personally try to maintain the size of your waist and keep it from growing?
I haven't done anything in particular ever, man, to be honest with you. Like I don't know. I do vacuums, I guess. Right now in the off season, it's crazy because in my opinion, and like when I'm just standing, I don't think I have I don't have the smallest waist. Like there's guys much taller than me with the same size waist. My waist is like maybe a 29, maybe a 28. Well, pant size is 29 when I'm like lean. So maybe my actual waist is probably like a 28.
I think you might be a little biased, bro.
I think a 28. I know. I'm just saying, like, people like pros, they're pros much taller than me with the 28, 29 inch waist. So that's what I'm basing it off of. Not like, I understand like when I hit a vacuum, it's definitely very small. But just compared it like to, again, the people like my height, like if you're like a couple inches taller than me with the same waist, obviously like that's something.
Yeah.
But I don't even know where I was going with that. Oh, waist control. But yeah, I do vacuums. I used to think wearing a weight belt during training would help, but I don't really think so anymore. I thought about it. I was like, it's like an hour of your day, you know, you're wearing a belt. So I was like, I don't see a huge need for that. Especially after I saw like Joe training for as long as he has, his waist never got wider. Ben Pakowski, he doesn't wear I don't think he wore a belt too often either. When I was training in my 40, his waist did get pretty shitty at one point, but he brought it back. No, he really did. But then he brought it back and did vacuums, but that was nothing to do with him wearing a belt in the gym.
A belt or anything. Right.
Yeah. So,
I really don't think the belt actually does very much. To be honest, bro, I think I just wear the belt in the gym because it makes me look a little bit more aesthetic sometimes.
No, that's good. That's all that matters, bro.
That's all that matters.
Yeah. So, yeah, I don't know.
Real quick, guys. So while I was looking at the YouTube analytics, I actually saw that 85% of you guys that watch this channel are not subscribed. And I want to ask very little of you guys, but if you enjoy this podcast, if you find value in it, then please do me this one favor and subscribe to the channel, because doing so helps me get bigger and greater guests like the guests you are listening to today. Also, this channel is not sponsored, which means only the companies that I work with, which are Young LA and Huge Supplements, are the companies that can help fund this channel by you guys using the code NILE. So code NILE gives you a discount of 15% off of Young LA, and code NILE also gives you a discount of 10% off of Huge Supplements. And if you decide to purchase anything from any of these companies, it will help immensely for me by using my code. And this way, I can travel to other guests and also upgrade an equipment to make this podcast bigger and better for you guys. Do you focus on, do you do anything to focus on digestive health?
I don't do anything to focus on it, but it's always been pretty good. I'm not like, I don't have I'm not bloated. I'm not like gassy and stuff like that. So I do think digestive health is very important with all of that.
What type of foods do you eat?
Important. A lot of rice. Veggie wise, I eat a lot of fruit. So like blueberries, bananas. I'll do mixed fruit. I vary my fruits a lot depending on what I just feel like eating in the off season.
Same.
Same with vegetables. Like I'm doing kimchi right now.
Fire.
And like, yeah, I know, right? Kimchi and like in other meals I'll do like just this steamable mixed veggie bag. So it's like corn, green beans, sweet peas, like a mix of that. I don't do things that did cause me issues was like broccoli, broccolini, Brussels sprouts, and bell peppers. So if anything gives me a lot of gas, I just don't eat, you know? Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Okay. And then what are your proteins normally?
In prep, it's usually ground chicken and either salmon or beef.
Okay.
Or and whey protein.
Ground chicken,
in the off season, I vary it a lot more. Like, I vary that a lot too. So personally, if I haven't been able to get any deer in a while, but I've been doing a lot of bison and turkey lately. I don't want any chicken in the off season. I'm tired of chicken.
I'm fucking tired of chicken too, bro.
Dude.
No, same.
So there was one prep. There's this place in Florida called Wild Fork where they sell like exotic meat. So that whole off season, I did nothing but like elk, bison, boar, venison. That whole off season, and that was great. I felt the best when I was doing that.
I need to add some bison, bro. I miss red meat, to be honest. I stopped eating red meat for like a couple of years or something, just because I wanted to be. I'm a little bit paranoid with health when it comes to bodybuilding, which is probably why I have this podcast, because I like to do bodybuilding, but then I get really paranoid about what's going to happen to me. So I'm like overly conscious about my blood work and shit. So I like have this obsession about eating salmon, because I always feel like the more salmon I eat, the better my blood work gets, which is kind of true. But yeah, I'll just fucking smash salmon and it makes me feel good. And then I find that I just don't end up having a variety of proteins because of that.
I like salmon though, but I definitely like to vary.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I think it's smart. I'm trying to remember what I was getting at. So it sounds to me like you are like, I mean, honestly, I think it just sounds to me like you are pretty on top of your diet. So even though you might not have anything that you consider like you focusing on digestive health, I feel like you already have over the course of the long run, because like you're not consuming things that are like causing you gas. You're not consuming, seemingly you're not like, Tonio. I just had a podcast with Tonio, and he was telling me that right now, even though he ate clean in his off season, and when he did, he made the most gains. Right now, his coach told him that we need to lose your abs. Like, we need to try. And Tony was like, I've literally been trying, bro, and I fucking can't. So his coach gave him the go-to to literally eat whatever the fuck he wants right now. And so Tony was eating like burgers and pizza and shit and just smashing it. It's pretty savage.
Dude. Oh my God. Okay.
But I'm assuming that's not something up your alley. It sounds like you've always been pretty on point with your diet. At least
Dude, if I did that, I would lose weight. I would lose weight because I wouldn't eat as much.
No way.
I would probably, like, if I ate burgers, I would probably eat like 3 times a day because I wouldn't have an appetite. Like, even now, like with my cheat meal, I'll do cheat meals still, like once a week or so. I usually try to wait till the last meal because I won't want to. If I do it earlier, I'm not gonna want to eat anymore.
Interesting. But do you have an appetite right now?
Yeah. I'm getting hungry in the times I'm supposed to. It took a minute to like. So when I first started doing the 7 meals, like he put a full, like I was shocked. He put a full meal, like a full on, this is what you need to eat meal. and like I couldn't finish it. So like for the first like week, I would just eat. I wouldn't eat all of it, but I would eat a little bit, and then about a week, my appetite started to pick up at that point to be able to finish it. I noticed with me, it's like I really have to stay on top of like meal timing, and if I don't, my appetite like disappears very quickly.
Okay, that's cool.
Yeah.
I was at one point where my appetite actually disappeared because I'm on my off season right now too. Like I lost my appetite because I was just eating a lot of food. And then I started hitting a plateau, and my coach just upped my doses. So I'm running like the highest test in primo that I've ever run. And my appetite skyrocketed again, bro. Like I've been starving recently, which I'm assuming that's to be expected, right?
I don't know, man. Like maybe I'm not the most aware. I'm probably not as aware as other people, but at the same time, I don't feel a huge difference with what I'm taking, how much I'm taking, any of that. Like I remember I came completely off everything because I knew my to get a prescription for a test. And my strength was fine. My recovery was crap. So that's the only thing I do notice with my recovery. My recovery will change drastically, but my strength doesn't. And my test was like bottomed out. So I pretty much have to be on TRT, forever. But,
damn.
I mean, I've been doing it 10 years, so I'm not surprised at all. Mm-hmm. And even at this point, like I don't know if you coach anyone, but like I've seen like 20-year-olds now that have like tests like in the dirt,
Yeah.
So I'm not too stressed about it.
Do they normally seem to be people that have like done SARMs or done PEDs in the past?
SARMs is a big one, dude.
Yeah.
SARMs is a fuck, dude.
SARMs is taking over Gen Z.
Dude, it's a big one. It's crazy, dude. Like, and then like I don't have anyone do SARMs, but like anytime I have a guy come to me with SARMs, like it's like they have all the side effects of gear, but none of the progress. That's usually what I see, dude. I'm like, what the fuck, bro? So
that's hilarious.
I don't know if other people feel that way, but that's how it's been for me. Mm-hmm. But where was I? Yeah, I haven't noticed a big increase in appetite. But maybe it is. I mean, maybe so.
I mean, you're also smashing a lot of calories right now, and you're doing pretty well. Like, do you feel like, I mean, this is the heaviest you've ever been, but do you feel like your body fat percentage tends to plateau at a certain level, at a certain percentage, regardless of what you're eating?
Yeah, I'm not happy with my the body fat right now.
No, bro, me too.
I think, dude, it's been, again, since I've been doing this so long, dude, it's been really interesting to see like the new guys coming up. They stay much, much leaner than, guys did.
Yeah.
Like, when I got into it.
I know,
like
bro.
Urs is fucking shredded. I was like, even Logan lives down the road from me. Logan Franklin, mm-hmm. He stays shredded year round. I was like, holy
I don't
shit,
get it, dude. I feel like there's just something with, I think it's genetics for those two though. Like fucking Urs I feel like Urs is, third place partly because he's got these fucking crisp genetics to just come in extremely detailed. Like that guy can just get conditioned.
Yeah. A certain part is true. Like you need to suffer. Not every, like honestly, like I saw Martin did an interview. He didn't do any cardio.
I know he said that.
Prep.
Right.
There's been a prep where I didn't do any cardio. It's not normal, but it was just that one. But like when people say when I see people out of shape, I don't always assume like they didn't do the work. You know what I mean? I think the ability to get lean is definitely somewhat genetic as well.
I think so, bro. Because I've talked to a lot of bodybuilders, and I always thought like I need to suffer. I need to fucking suffer. But some of us really, I mean, I think all of us work hard, and sometimes we push ourselves a little harder than maybe our body can take. And I've noticed that a lot of these bodybuilders, or at least the people I've just talked to, have experienced the part where you just push yourself too much and then your body starts to revert back a little bit from stress levels. Like maybe you did too much cardio or something, you're a little bit too high of stress, like coming out peak week, and then you just end up being a little bit too watery.
Yeah. Like, I totally agree, dude. I mean, I've coached a lot of people over the years, and I remember their jobs were pretty active, so they were burning calories other ways, but mm-hmm. I've had like, especially like, I had an EMT and a construction worker. Like the construction worker didn't do any cardio, and the EMT, once we got to a certain point, we cut him back down to like 30 minutes a day. And like those two are like some of the most shredded guys I've had.
Right. Yeah. It's unreal, bro. Sometimes I feel like just staying on your feet and getting a little bit of steps in throughout the entire day is better for weight loss than, obviously though, when it comes to us, like the 30 minutes or hour of cardio, whatever, is primarily for cardiovascular health. I agree. The most shredded I've ever been was always when I was doing some kind of like, back in the day before I had like a proper job or before I was making money in bodybuilding, I was working for Insomniac. You know, the Insomniac is the company that owns like EDC and like Ultra and like all these festivals. And I was just helping set up the VIP section. So I'd just be walking around, like climbing on ladders, zip tying wires and shit to things. And bro, I got diced, man. I got fucking diced.
Damn.
In fact, I think I was doing that around the time I was competing for my pro card, and I think that's how I won my pro card, to be honest.
Pretty cool, man. Yeah, that is pretty cool.
Unfortunately, not all of us have that lifestyle opportunity, especially the people working a 9 to 5 in an office.
Yeah. I mean, shoot, I got my pro card and did my almost first 2 Olympias. I got out a month before the last, a month or 2 weeks, something like that, before the last one, in the Air Force. Yeah, so I've had the experience of
I saw that
somewhat of a normal job. I've literally never had a normal 9 to 5 in my life. Like I've worked in the military and I've done bodybuilding, but never like a corporate job or like even like in high school. Like I didn't have I wasn't like a waiter or anything like that. I did one like after school kind of like work program where I was like I helped out as like a secretary. But that's literally it. That's like the closest I've had to like a normal job.
Bro, you know my least favorite job I've ever had? It was when I finally got my engineering degree and I was working for Butler Aerospace, and we were basically creating parts for Sikorsky helicopters. And even though we had a factory where we create all the machinery, I spent like probably good like 7 hours just sitting at a desk creating Excel sheets as an engineer. And that was like my least favorite job I've ever had in my entire life.
Yeah, dude. Like, I my last like year or two in the military, I started to feel like really closed in because I worked in a vault because we worked on like I guess classified stuff. Some of the parts for the jamming system I worked on were classified. So like we would just be in this room all day, like no light, no lights or anything, and I just got tired of it, man, being stuck in that one place. And now, getting to do this, I get to at least have some sunlight. I could work anywhere I want to. It's so much nicer. You know what I mean?
That's fucking awesome, bro. In fact, I just like if I can just take a day to just like work outside anywhere outside where there's like sunlight hitting me. It just makes my day that much happier, and I feel like that much more productive too. Too bad we're in the gym twice a day and eating 7 meals.
Dude, it's a mess, man. Yo, oh my god. Yeah. The 7 meals is, oh my God. Anyway, yeah.
So I was wondering, because I was having this conversation with, I had a podcast with Stefan Kienzel, and I had a couple conversations with some other top coaches, including Patrick Tor, and there's varying beliefs on this, but it always seems to involve either a mini cut or not bulking for longer than a year. And I was wondering if you personally have had an experience where you, I guess, take it back in your off season. Like, is there a point where you're like, okay, it's time for a mini cut, or there's a point where you're like, okay, this off season needs to end because now I'm not getting as much progress as I could be.
For me personally, I've never done a bulk for more than a year. It's literally just been a year. This time, 2019 when I took that year off, like I didn't do the Olympia, but I still prepped for a show like at the end of the year. Even in 2014, I probably should have done a mini cut, but I don't know why we did. I can't remember why we didn't.
It was 2014.
Yeah, that was 2014. So, or 2014, 15. In between, I got my pro card. That was like, with the nationals. It was November 2014, and then I did my first classic show like July 2016. So that was maybe a year and a half. And probably that half of that year was me in prep. So like even that was like a year-ish of an off season, you know?
Gotcha. Okay.
But I've had prep people, man, and I would agree. The people I've seen, it's never been like just a straight prep. I mean, not prep, but straight off season for more than a year.
What are you guys planning right now? Because I know that, I mean, it's basically another year until Olympia, right? So
yeah,
what's
I got
currently the
qualified.
schedule?
I would love to do the Detroit Pro, but I can't promise that because with the stem cells treatment and the time off, it'll, like I said, it'll be cutting it close. So you may see me there depending on how I'm looking. My coach is interested in me doing it, so maybe, but we'll see. I do like the stage. What's the date of the
Detroit Pro again?
It's the last weekend in March. I think
okay.
Ben Chow was telling me like the 29th or something like that.
Okay.
So it's like 3 weeks after the Arnold. So, and then for sure doing Pittsburgh.
Nice.
If I can't do Detroit, I'll probably do Pittsburgh and New York.
Okay.
So,
New York. Oof.
Yeah. It'll be fun, man. It's funny because like I was talking to Mike DeBoer. He's doing literally every single show that I'm doing.
Of course.
So his goal is to have the most pro wins, and he already told me that. We joke about it. Honestly, he's gonna have it because he likes to compete more than I do. Like I like to do like 3 shows a year, but he's got like 5 shows planned.
Yeah.
So like even over time, he's gonna have that number on me for sure.
Bro, he gets fucking peeled.
Yeah. Because right now I have the most wins. I think it's 8 or 9. I should know, but he's like 1 or 2 away from beating it. Like this year, as of this year. I was like, God dang, man. But
God dang.
Yeah. So I don't know. Next year it'll be pretty close. We might end up like tied, and then the year after that he's probably gonna have more than me then for sure.
Do you think you're gonna let him?
I like to compete too, man. I think like my usual number is like 3, like 2 shows. Well, actually 4. I like 3 to 4, between 3 and 4, because I'll do definitely 2 shows before the Olympia. And then 1 show after, so that'll be 4 next year, and that's what I did last year. I did the Olympia, I did India, I did more shows. Like I'm losing track.
Right.
Oh, Dubai, I did Dubai, and I did Legion, and I won all of those shows up. So I won 3 shows crazy. Last year. Yeah.
Do you ever find that hard on yourself or difficult? Because I mean, for me personally, I don't know what it is in my body, but I just feel like my body starts responding less to either the lack of calories or the compounds or something when I do way too many shows.
So what shows did I did? Okay. So I usually put them close together. Like, so I did Legion and Dubai were 2 weeks apart, and the Olympia and India were like a week or 2 apart. So I think for me personally, keeping shows very close together helps. Like I hate doing shows like a month apart. I'm like, that's gonna suck.
Yeah.
Or like 3 weeks to like maybe like 6 weeks. It would probably, that's like I don't want to do that zone, you know, because you don't really get a break with stuff like that, you know. But yeah. So that's the way I usually like to do it. I mean, the only time that I've really noticed like a decrease in my physique was the first year I competed. I was in prep from March that year until October. That was long, because I got really fat trying to get to 212, you know, that was the first year. So I did, what show did I do? Prestige Crystal Cup, where that was Breon's first pro win in Classic. I took 3rd at that show. Then I did the Tampa Pro. I won that show. Then the Olympia was a couple weeks later. And then I did the Diana Cadu Classic, where that was Chris's first show. Darren Charles won that. I got 2nd. Chris got 3rd. And then I won a show a week or 2 after that. And I looked, even though I won that show, there was like 3 people in the show, and I honestly looked like garbage, in my opinion. I was not very happy with how I looked at all. If I was to do something like that again, I would not. With the quality of people competing, I wouldn't win it at all.
Why weren't you happy with your physique then?
My physique was just run down and tired. Like I wasn't as lean. It was conditioning wasn't the same.
Yeah. That's the part, the exhaustion of the physique that gets me. But I think last time, the second show that I did this year was just a lot of stress, a lot of lifestyle factors. Like
stress will get you really bad, dude. I found that out. That was my biggest issue in 2022 when I dropped from second to sixth was the stress. Too much work. I didn't realize how much like just thinking,
dude,
thinking
for real, bro.
Thinking, well, your brain, like we don't talk about it in bodybuilding, but your brain uses calories, your brain uses carbs to function,
Right.
And the more you think, the more you're working, the more you're burning. Like I can feel it because my training. I remember me and Joe talking about it. My training wasn't the same. I was weaker. My recovery was worse. So no, it plays a huge factor.
My second show this last year, I went to meet my girl's parents and family, go to their home for the first time, and then immediately after, we flew to Florida for the Florida Pro. And right before our whole trip, I got my knee just bursted with this injury, and it was called prepatellar bursitis. So for the entire week and a half before my show, I couldn't walk, and I was just limping everywhere, and I couldn't really do cardio, and I was wearing a brace, and I was having trouble even getting up from like chairs and getting up from beds and shit. And I can tell you, bro, if there's any time that I've thought more, I don't think I can even tell you when, because I was fucking in my head for that entire week. That week was fucking rough, bro. And
yeah, bro, the best thing you do is not think bad. Yeah. It's tough, dude. But yeah, the best thing you do is just try not to stress about it. Cause I mean, yeah, dude, like the injury would like obviously affect your body with like water retention, whatnot, inflammation. But like I've seen, I mean, obviously, especially Chris, all his injuries he has like going into a show, like don't stress too much about it. I think there's ways to kind of get around it.
I'm amazed that he's able to do that with all his injuries going into shows. Cause like I thought I'd be okay, because I'm like, it's a knee injury, but I'm doing men's physique this time, so it's not like I had to pose or get on the ground for my posing routine. But something about that knee injury and the inflammation that just went around my leg, I guess. I don't know if it was the inflammation in the leg that caused total body inflammation, or if it was the stress level about thinking about the injury. It was probably honestly more the stress level that just made me look like absolute dog shit.
It's probably obviously it's a bit of both, but it's tough, man. I totally get it. Yeah.
Okay, that's kind of cool to hear though, because it seems like these coaches like Pitor, Stefan, they all feel like say for example that you need to gain 20 pounds, which you need to gain like 17 pounds, right? I know Patrick Tor would recommend doing it in 2 contest preps. So like having 1 full year where you're making gains and then prep for your show then, and then do a rebound or reverse of sorts, depending on where your health is, and then do another off season and try to close the weight gap then. And I think Stefan was mentioning doing a mini cut just to make sure that you're still insulin sensitive by the point that you get to a body fat percentage that's too high.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, yeah, I like that. I think both. I mean, yeah, I think it just depends on like who's the athlete. Like, if you need to gain 20 pounds just to be competitive, then I don't see the point in a prep. But if you can be really competitive with an extra 10 pounds, then go ahead and do the show. You're already lean, and then you can get your name out there. People see your face. And then the next year you can really, really make a statement. So I can see why both could work for sure.
I can't wait to see you with fucking 17 pounds on that frame.
I definitely didn't gain 17. I think I've probably gained about 10. I don't think I gained 17.
Yeah, but that's pretty fucking sick already. In the time being, man, that's insane. So how much weight total have you gained? What was your stage weight last?
So when I talked to the judges, the 2 best showings, one show I was 169, the other one I was 171.
Okay.
I definitely think so just to say 170. And I'm 212, so that's 42 pounds over my cap. Sheesh. Yeah. I don't know how Mike gained 60 pounds over his. I was like, holy shit, dude.
That's crazy, right?
That would put me at, 230? That's how much like Keon is in all season.
You guys are just making me feel a lot better, though, because I get in my head about getting too fat. Like, I'll see myself lose my abs. Like, I'm already losing my abs now, and I'm like getting in my head that I'm like, I'm not partitioning my nutrients well enough. Like, I must be getting insulin resistant. Like, maybe I'm eating a little bit too much sugar during my workouts or something. Like, I need to pull back. But then I realize, like, I'm only like 13 pounds over my stage weight. And all of these guys that are successful, super successful like you guys, have gained some crazy lean mass, but you'll go up to like 40 pounds over your stage weight from your last show, or even 60 pounds over your stage weight. Like, you do put on some damn water and fat. You do. And it just seems to be part of the process in order to make the proper gains as an enhanced individual or an Olympian.
Yeah, man. I've seen these recent talk about like you don't need to bulk anymore. It's interesting, man.
Greg Doucette's little main gaining.
Greg and Paul Carter. There's this girl too that I've been following lately. I can't think of her name now. Scientifically something, but I've been seeing a lot of these people talking about that, like the mechanisms and stuff. And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I think it differs per person. I think there could definitely be people that can make gains without having to gain so much weight. But I personally believe that it applies a little bit more to those who are natural personally. Just because you know that you do need to eat more calories when you are on compounds. But whether or not it helps you partition and prevent the fat gain, I don't know. But there was this funny comment, though. I think Greg Doucette said, I don't know in whose post it was, like yesterday, but Greg Doucette said something about like, yeah, main gaining's the way or something. And the top comment that replied to Greg was like, I followed your advice for an entire year and gained absolutely nothing. Thanks for nothing, Greg.
Oh, shit. Dude, that's gotta suck, girl. Honestly, I'll be pissed. I would be pissed. Dude, a year's oh my God. Yeah, no. Holy shit.
Shit. You sound so mad.
Oh, yo, yeah, you gotta be smart about it. Like when I I mean, in my opinion, man, like you should kind of take it by like how much you're gaining. And like with John Jewett, I took his course a while back, and he had a really good viewpoint on it. He's like a pound a week. Like he's like, you could be gaining, but like just tracking wise, like anything less than a pound is very difficult to like really know that you're like things growing properly, that you're tracking everything and stuff like that. If you're gaining a pound a week, even if it's a little bit of fat, you know you're gaining muscle with that, to a certain degree. You're putting tissue on. So I think that's probably the safest bet.
I like that idea. It definitely helps for sure. Because there's always this fighting that like, oh, you should only have 200 calories in a surplus. Like, say that you're natural, or even say you're enhanced, but now your maintenance has changed because of whatever you're on. Like, you should only have 200 calories in a surplus. I mean, that's not going to be a pound a week, not at all.
Yeah,
it's going to be a lot harder to determine.
Yeah. Just to be safe, that's how I would play it. Yeah, because you do. I think some of the people that are hopping on the bandwagon, they don't realize you have to change your calories still, because your maintenance is going to change because you're growing. Mm-hmm. But like you said, like if the minuscule amount of muscle you gain from week to week, or even in a month, a lot of times, like how would you just know that without just bumping up your calories a little bit from week to week or every other week or something? Mm-hmm. I think it's just a safer bet to kind of do it and potentially gain a little bit of fat along the way.
All right, I gotta run to the restroom real quick, but then if you're down, when I come back, we'll run up this Q&A real quick and then close up.
Okay.
I'll be right back. Oh, bro, you see me dancing? Fuck.
Yeah, I was wondering what you're doing.
That is the best feeling in the universe. Whoa. Oh, what the hell? I pulled out my earplug so fast that I broke it in half.
Shit. Getting too strong.
Oh, hell yeah. Let's go. Coach, I'm making PRs.
I'm just looking at this comparison with Keon and Samson.
Oh, geez, what the?
It's actually pretty close.
Wait, can I see that shit?
Yeah.
What do you think if Keon went to Open? I know everyone wants to talk about this.
I think he'll do well. I don't know, man. It's tough. Wait, there we go. It's tough to say.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy, bro. That's such a good comparison.
He really is, especially the the front double.
Wow.
And the oops, no, wrong. God damn it.
That's insane.
Where is it? The last spread? Oh, God damn it.
Wow.
Yeah, that's pretty good.
Keon's looking crisp in that one.
And he's only 201, I think he is.
Keon is?
Yeah, he's like maybe 203 tops. Somewhere around there. He's not 212 yet.
Yeah, I know he had more weight, but I didn't realize it was that far off. Like a whole 10 pounds.
Even, I mean, Sean, yeah. It's crazy, dude. Like weight, it's just structure, dude. But Sean is like 270, not 170 or something on stage. Granted, he's a little shorter, but like he's like in the 170s somewhere, I think.
Damn.
Yeah.
That's crazy. He doesn't look like it, bro. That guy looks straight up 200.
He's a thick one. Yeah. I'm excited to see him next to Chris and Ed Martin.
Yeah, this weekend.
Yeah, I feel bad because people aren't talking about him as much as they should. But like, it's always that way. I remember when he was doing, he won a pro show a couple years back against like Cedric McMillan, Patrick Moore, Sergio Oliva. I was super happy, first of all, but dude, like those guys took it really, really hard. They were really upset that he won. So I'm excited. I think people underestimate him a lot. So I'm excited to see how he does.
If you feel like any of the medications that we spoke about today may benefit you, such as BPC 157, GH secretagogues such as Tesamorelin, IGF-1, oxandrolone troche, semaglutide, then you can obtain these from Transplant HRT, and the link for that will be in the bio. If you feel like you're experiencing symptoms of low testosterone, such as depression, anxiety, lack of motivation, as well as lack of sex drive, then you can get this checked out as well by getting your blood work done at Transcend, and they will provide you expert medical analysis. Transcend HRT has worked with many professional bodybuilders and pro athletes, such as Thor Bjornsson, Phil Heath, and Jeremy Buendia. And if you feel like this podcast has any relevancy to you, I do believe that this clinic will provide of great benefit to you as well. What do you think of this Olympia? Well, actually, before you ask this, are you going to stream it this weekend?
Yeah, I'll probably do it. Yeah.
I was thinking about streaming it too, but like, can we stream prejudging too? It said finals when I looked at the webpage.
That's stupid, bro. They could make
I know.
just like, yo, like you literally have probably the third most wanted show of the year, and you're not maximizing on how much money you can make. Yo, just have a prejudging finals, have people pay separate prices for it if you want to do that. But like, I don't understand why they're just doing finals.
I hope it's
weird.
Is it just finals? Do you know for sure?
Oh, I don't know.
Okay, I'm gonna check it up again, but that's what it said at least. And I'm like, that's kind of frustrating because finals, our time, or like, I guess your time would be a little 2 hours later, but for my time in LA, prejudging would be at 11 a.m. and finals would be at 8 a.m. the next day, which is a little fucking early. It's a little fucking early. 8 a.m. to stream
8 a.m. is early. Okay.
It's not early. I'll get up. I've been getting up at 7:30 right now, so you know.
Good. Yeah, I don't know. I don't
be proud of me, bro.
No, it's good. Yeah.
What do you think about this next Olympian Classic with Cbum out of the mix? What do you think it's gonna look like?
I think it's gonna be fun, dude. I think it's gonna be fun. I mean, like, I'm always gonna bet on myself. Like, I feel pretty good about how I'm gonna do.
Bro, I feel pretty good about how you're gonna do.
But you know, I don't know, man. Like, to be quite honest with you, like with me doing it as long as I have, like the level of competition improves like a crazy amount every year. And I think a lot of these new guys coming up, like it's gonna be very interesting. Like there's the I forget his name, Neil out in the UK, crazy
Niall.
small waist. Yeah. There's it's One Punch Man, One Punch Naz.
Yeah, no, One Punch Naz. Yeah. I was just making the joke because he and I have the same name.
Oh. I'm thinking people. So him. There's a Brazilian kid, Mateus, looks incredible as well. And there's a few more coming up, dude, where like it's just really, really impressive. So yeah, I think class is we're hitting like a bottleneck point because like there's only so good you can be because you can't there's a weight cap. You can't get any bigger, you know.
Yeah.
It's only, you know, so you can only get so lean. So
Right.
structure's gonna be like the
Super
thing.
important, right?
Yeah, and some of these guys coming up have very, very good structures.
I think that's why I was asking you earlier about the whole like your thoughts on, because I think one of the Q&As, this guy who's like one of the guys in my audience is freaking dope, and he like follows me and Fowd's podcast like religiously, and he's fucking cool. But my boy Cam wanted to know whether or not you feel like you're like a low dose guy, or if you like feel like you have to push things like a lot of other people. And I think my thought on that was because when I was speaking with Patrick Tor, like he was stating like the thing about classic is like you really want to preserve your structure, your beautiful shape and everything. And he believes that pushing the compounds too hard can start to blur lines and kind of reduce your shape, or like, you know, change how pretty your shape can be.
Okay, I got a few things to say there probably. I would imagine that so first with me, I believe like based on some of this crazy stuff I heard, I think I'm more like moderate. I'm not super high.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not super low, because I've coached guys that were just like that reached the top of their weight limit with just like 500 mgs a test. Like structurally, he's not the best. He's a pro I have. Structurally, he's not the best, but he maxed out his weight limit. Like I'm like, holy crap. Damn. So I definitely do more than him. But I think with me, like there's a lot of things when it comes to genetics and gear. Just genetically, like I can't push. Like I've heard of like crazy cycles like of Chad and Matt, like some of the crazy things like people here. I couldn't do anything like that because like I already have like, I have to really like watch my blood pressure and stuff. Mm-hmm. Like liver is fine, but blood pressure in particular is like the thing for me. Mm-hmm. So if I was to ever do anything crazy, I wouldn't be able to compete for very long at all. So I would say I'm not high whatsoever because I've seen some crazy shit, but I'm not like a genetic freak. And I think a lot of times people correlate, oh, that guy has a very pretty shape, he must be on nothing, or like very low, and like it's not the case whatsoever, you know. Mm-hmm. But I do agree with Patrick Patrick Tor, because what I find is a lot of guys that get really, really big in the open, they don't have the deepest lines anymore in their physiques. It's very rare nowadays. Like even like me when you were looking at the pictures of Samson's huge. He's aesthetically very, very structurally very aesthetic, but like he didn't have the deep lines that even Keon had on the 212 stage. So I definitely think that could be a factor. Like if you push things too hard, you could lose those lines. You can lose a bit of your shape and stuff. Yeah.
I believe it could be possible in the off season too. I feel like this like combination of anabolics and food volume can be something that people should watch out for. But the thing that I personally experienced myself just through competing is I have competed in the past on stage where I have run almost nothing just because of certain situations. And then I've also competed this year where the coach I was with, he's a little bit, I would say he's a little bit more used to open bodybuilder coaching knowledge, if that makes sense. Like I feel like if I competed in men's physique, and I feel like if I ran less going into the show, I would have fit better into the category of men's physique. I think because I was running what I was, and that I probably responded better than maybe he projected, or it was just a lot for my body because I never ran that much before. I was really full, but a lot of the lines that they want to see in men's physique, especially around my core section and like certain other places I noticed, did not reappear in my body until I dropped all the compounds and I was in and I stayed on my low diet after the shows were over. So I dropped the compounds. I stayed on the same calories for like a week. The next weekend, I had more lines in my body. I was like seeing more glute striations and some other things that I was like, oh shit, like that's crazy. All this shit came back, and I do look more flat, and I'm smaller, and I'm 3 pounds lighter, but I'm definitely more defined.
Do you think that was because of like the compounds you're using? Maybe you had a little bit more water retention just because they're just specific compounds, or like, do you think that was just like I don't know if you looked at your labs close to the show. Maybe you used a bit much, and then like your lab work, your blood markers were so off that you were inflamed.
And then like being off for a week, that my blood work got better.
I feel like it might have been like just a little bit of water retention from the stuff you're using, but I don't know.
I think that's what it was, though. That's like, if I had to, like, I don't know everything, but if I had to say something, I would feel like it was the extra water retention from upping some doses higher than I needed it to be, especially for that division.
That makes sense. Makes sense.
And then in open bodybuilding, obviously size is kind of king. So you want to be as full, you want to be as round as possible. And I think that's probably partially part of the reason why it seems to blur some lines. It's harder for them to get as conditioned, in my opinion.
Yeah, dude, I agree, man. Yeah, I mean, like, it's very rare. Like Hottie's very lean from the front. You got him. You got Derek, very lean from the back. Like line wise, you can see the most details in those guys. But a lot of the other guys, you don't have those crazy lines in their physiques like you see in, like, you know, even like Classic or even 212. You know, I think.
Right.
Yeah.
Actually, you brought him up before, and I remember John Jewett saying something about this too. But I know John actually chooses to keep his GH going consistently through the show, as well as I think maybe even his test. And his reasoning is, even though his reasoning was for him, the sacrifice of size was not worth the extra definition or the extra conditioning that he got.
I can see that in the open, yeah. I mean, just based off of visually what you see from the other competitors, like, I could definitely see that being the case, yeah. It's a very intelligent, like, thought out reasoning. I could see that.
What do you pack when you go to your competitions, like Olympia, by the way? I had to ask this because I wanted to ask this earlier and I forgot.
Like, in terms of what? What do you mean?
Like, what do you bring in your luggages with you to your shows or like to Olympia?
To the Olympia, I bring it. It depends. Like, I mean, for when the Olympia was in Orlando, I was like an hour drive away, so I would literally cook everything. I would bring my lights. I would bring, you know, whatever clothes I need to bring, all my food. Yeah. When I have to fly to a show, I don't bring as much food. I usually cook when I get there. I don't bring as many lights because I can't put it in a car. I can't travel with it. I bring like tube lights when I travel, but I'll bring like my big, huge soft lights if I'm just driving to a show. Yeah, I normally don't bring anything I have to inject, and I'll take like any of my supplements. So like all my supplements orally taken, just all of them. I'll bring those. Yeah.
Nice. How many luggages does that end up being? Especially if you had to bring your food.
It's not that bad, dude. Honestly, I usually 2 check bags. So 1 check bag with the food and whatever junk I could fit in there, and the other check bag will be my clothes and stuff. Yeah. Okay. And then I'll have like a carry-on with like the meals I need to eat like while I'm traveling. Okay, cool. All right. That makes me feel good. I feel like I'm packing my fucking life when I go to these shows, dude. Sometimes, I swear to God. Yeah. It's not too bad at all.
I need to get better. Shit's like
I pack a lot of clothes. Like, I never know. Like, I never wear half the clothes I bring, but I always just bring extra just to be safe.
Yeah, me too, bro. I'm like, what if we go to a nice ass dinner afterwards? Like, I wear like a tie or something. I don't know.
Exactly. Yeah. You bring. Yeah. I bring 1 pair of nice clothes. I'll bring like 2 pairs of like normal clothes. I don't even know why, because I don't even go anywhere to wear the normal clothes. And I'll bring like maybe like 4. Usually like 2 to 4 workout things, and like pants, shirt, I guess, and then some clothes to walk around the house with. So like some sweats or something. Yeah. Okay. Cool. Nice. All right, let's run this Q&A real quick. Ben Hunt asks, how do you come up with your posing routines? What's the process? Okay. Yeah. It depends on the song. So first, like, it's getting harder and harder because I need to really like expand where I'm looking for songs, but I feel like the amount of songs that I like the style of songs I like to pose to they're not dropping me as much, you know, like the cinematic style type stuff. Maybe it's becoming less popular. I don't know, but a lot of stuff I don't know, but usually I find a song and I base the routine off the song. So a lot of songs, like, I've done a couple posing breakdowns on YouTube of like exactly like why I did certain poses and why I did certain things in the routine, so people can really understand the process. But yeah, I choose a song, and like a lot of my moves are based on the words and the tempo and the beat of the song. Like if so with the blinding lights routine, like she talked about a clock, I think, or time. So I did like a time.
I remember
movement.
the move you did. Yeah.
Yeah. So yeah, I try to do that as much as I can. Like a lot, that's very spot on, very like an overt type thing. But a lot of stuff is a little bit more subtle, I would say. Like if she says something like, if the song starts to slow down, or maybe like she says I'm falling, or I don't know, some type of down like verbiage, I'll do something. I'll get down and do something. So stuff like that. Yeah. If she's saying like, oh, I'm looking towards the sky, or I'll do something high, or if it says something like, I don't like you, I'll like point and like look away. So stuff like that.
I don't like you. Fire.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, something. Yeah. But yeah, a lot of my poses correlate with the song, and if not all of them, but a good amount.
Okay. Hell yeah. Do you do any posing coaching ever?
I used to. I'm gonna probably get back into it pretty soon. Right now, I just send everyone to Chris Bearcat, or not Chris Bear, Christopher. I forget Chris's last name. Christopher CB317 Fitness. Christopher. Okay. I can't think of his last name right now, but CB317 Fitness.
Where does he live? Do you know?
He lives in Cali somewhere. I'm not sure where.
Okay. Cool. All right. I'm gonna hit him up and say that you referred me.
Yeah. He's honestly amazing. Like I did some mentoring with him, and he's done mentoring with pretty much every posing coach. So like in terms of like knowledge and like flexibility, he's probably one of the best.
He's done mentoring with, you said, pretty much every posing coach, or a lot of posing coaches?
Yeah.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Okay. Fuck yeah. Cool.
Because I did a little bit with him, and then he did a lot with my guy. I'm so bad with names. Jacob. He's done stuff with grass
fitness, yeah.
Grass-fed fitness, and the other guy, Daniel Kofin.
Okay, cool.
He's learned from all of us. So I'm like, he's very well rounded for sure.
Okay, that's dope.
Yeah.
I'm just saying this on the podcast, but for anyone who's interested in posing, though, I think he's really underrated. I did some posing stuff with the posing sensei. He's in Florida, I think in
That's
Tampa
Jacob.
area. Oh, that's Jacob.
I think, is that Jacob? I'm pretty sure that's Jacob.
Yeah.
So yeah, I paid for Chris to do a mentorship with him. So yeah, Jacob is, especially with the way he does the, like I've never done it, but he does like the line stuff. That's where Christopher gets that from.
Ah, okay, that's cool. Hell yeah. Oh, fuck yeah, that makes me happy. Let's go, Jacob. Let's fucking go, bro. You're making it.
Yeah. I've known him for a long time, dude, when I was living in Florida.
Yeah. Shit. Mm-hmm. Dude, Jacob's a real ass dude.
Yeah, he's cool. He's cool.
I hope he gets more clients. Okay, cool.
So you can see Jacob too. Yeah. What's his Instagram again?
The posing sensei.
There you go. Yeah. He's got my approval as well.
Let's go. Fire. Yeah. I just gotta say this question because it's fucking hilarious. The cursed Asura asked why his wife deploys so many drugs for her female clients, and then he said, "Oh wait, wrong person."
I have no idea.
That sounds so funny. That's crazy. Tucci asks, what have you learned over time that impacted consistently stimulating your muscle to grow?
I should probably go back to that last question. So me and Tiff aren't together anymore, but from my knowledge, dude, like I don't think, I've never seen her have people on a lot of stuff. Obviously, I'm not in her coaching page like that, but yeah, I don't know that guy. I don't know. But what was the other question?
I think he made a mistake, honestly. Like he said, like, wait, wrong person or something. So I don't even know if he was talking about Tiff, to be honest.
Okay. That's a
but
weird
the
one.
other guy asked, Tucci asked, what have you learned over time that impacted consistently stimulating your muscle to grow?
I mean, the simplest thing is just progressive overload, to be honest with you. This really, it really hasn't been anything. That's what, when I started working with Joe, that was that was the main thing, along with just really just executing the movements properly.
Gotcha.
Like it wasn't anything fancy. No, I don't want to put anybody on the bus. Intensity techniques, so like fancy ways of doing it was nothing like that. It was just simple shit. Yeah.
So I'm assuming that you write down like your weights and your reps, and then you also try to remember how well it was moving.
Yeah. So I used to keep it in I used to write it out, but now I just have it. There we go. I write it out, and this is is a different day. So
that's
I just put the
way
weight
better
in
way
the
of writing
reps.
it out than I am.
Yeah, I just put
That's
the
way
weight
better
in the
than-
reps.
Bro, all right, I'm about to fucking put myself on blast, but I've been writing I've been using the Notes app for forever, and I've been writing my workouts for like 2 years at least, and then I accidentally deleted it. Dude, it fucking notes for like 2 years gone. So now I have workouts too, and look how freaking unorganized this is.
That's a lot. That's a
it's
lot
like
of
day
stuff.
by day. So like
That's
if
a
I
lot of
want to,
stuff
so
you
if I
read
want to
out.
see my how much I progress on this exercise, I have to scroll back to like the last day that I hit that exercise.
Wow.
It's so unorganized.
Oh, I see. Okay, I see you. Okay, I see.
Yeah, I need to do it by exercise. I don't know why I've been. It's just so dumb. Of me.
That is, yeah. Okay.
Like I used to use like Excel, but then I got lazy of having to go back to my computer and shit. So I just wanted to use the Notes app and whatever. I guess I've been lazy.
And it's easier too when I travel. Like I was talking to another friend of mine, Chloe, and she tracks stuff even like when she's traveling, she's just using a random machine. She'll still track it. She'll keep it at the bottom of her notes, and like, so whenever she goes back to the machine later, I guess she's like knows what she did last time. So I don't know how useful that is, because you're gonna like if you don't hit it, you don't go to that machine, but like once every 3 months, then that number's not gonna be super helpful. You're gonna be hopefully stronger, but I still think it's interesting to do that too.
Next question. Joey asks, hey, Niall mentions that Stefan Kienzl talked about how you should be choosing your off-season compound based off of how you react to it in your blood work. So like EQ, don't do it if you have hematocrit problems, NPP if you have mental or libido problems. Do you choose a certain compound? Or is there one that works best for you?
I mean, I don't use EQ at all, to be honest with you. Yeah. But no, I mean, that definitely makes sense. Like, I mean, like as much as people try to glorify trend, I don't think it's needed in a prep at all. I don't.
Same.
So I definitely agree. Like, if you have mental issues, don't use any type of Nandrolone, NPP or trend or anything like that. I agree with that for sure.
Is there, I mean, you don't have to answer this, but is there like an off-season compound that you choose personally? Mine, I just choose Primo just because it's, I think it's the cleanest.
Yeah, I mean, I just do Test and Primo or Test or Masteron. And I'll do NPP too for my joints, especially with the elbow stuff.
Okay.
I keep it really low though, like 100 mg a week. So,
but you feel like that helps you?
I don't, but but the research says it's supposed to help with your joints. So I was like, okay, well, maybe it's helping a little bit, and I just don't know. Like I said, I don't feel a big difference from taking anything.
I think I've done the exact same thing as you, bro, and I think it helps. Like I've done like my normal Test and Primo, and at one point I added like 200 NPP to it, and I felt fine, and I feel like it helped me personally when it came to just feeling better when I move. And I was also a little bit more I felt like I was a little bit more full and dry, but it could just be me in my head. So I don't know. See, great minds think alike, bro.
A lot of things, I just base it like, okay, this says this, so let me just do this, Yeah.
Marky Gaines asks, do you think that classic physique is now a tall man's division?
I mean, Mike just took second, so that's a no. Mike, I don't know if people. I mean, Mike is maybe 5'7" tops. I think. No, I don't think so either. I think the funny, like, especially even when I was placing second, like they would still say that, and I'm like, even if Chris is much taller, and even if Chris is winning, there's 60 other people at the Olympia that I beat, and I'm literally the shortest guy on stage. There's maybe one other guy from China who's shorter than me. But I'm like, I don't get why people say that. I think it's interesting. And I'm like, even when I placed fifth and Breon placed, I think, fourth, even though there's 3 people that beat us, again, there's 40 other people that we beat. So like, I don't think that's the case whatsoever.
I know a lot of people like to say that just because there's a lot of tall guys on the Olympia stage.
There's 3 guys taller than me that are placing better than me out of the 200-300 that are actively competing throughout the year.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a bit silly, but like, I do personally, especially considering me and Mike aren't at our weight limits either, in our weight caps. I think it's just a structural thing. I think Urs is very consistent, especially, and very good when it comes to conditioning. I think that's why he's doing the best. And Ramon's just physique wise. I think it's just, and Chris was just out of bounds, even for the tall guys. Like no one was touching Chris, at all. And even going further, like I got lots of reasons why I like to dive in on this, but the only person to have Tyler said, Mike, it was 3 to 4 poses. I think he only lost by a pose. So like the closest guy to beating him was under was 5'6", 5'7", Mike, So Ramon didn't push him that hard. Urs hasn't pushed him that hard. So I think people get too caught up on the height stuff. It's just who fits the criteria the best. And I don't agree when people say that the winner is the standard. You don't need to chase the winner of the division. You need to bring your best physique, because each division is defined by a person. It's defined by the criteria, and whoever fits that criteria best is the winner. Because if it was defined by a single person, then I wouldn't even be in the first call outs. I have a completely different physique. I would have never even placed second if it was defined by Chris, because there's a lot of dudes that look more like Chris than I do. There's a same with the Open. There's a lot of guys that look more like Derek than Samson placed in third at the Olympia, or what Samson placed first this year, Hottie placed second. Those guys don't look anything alike, So it's based on criteria, not the athlete in first.
I like that, bro. I like that. It gives us hope, man. Because there was like 7 other questions from the short homies in my audience that asked the exact same thing.
Yeah, dude, I feel the fight, dude, but no, it's not a thing at all. Like I think people get caught up with just first, and I get like you want to be the best, but like realistically, there's percentage wise, it's going to be like 0.001% of people who are going to reach that spot, and everyone wants to get there, but there's still something to be proud of. But even winning a pro show, getting your pro card, I think people like to say it's easy, like it's too easy to get a pro card. And I'm like, say that to the fucking 20, 30 people who didn't get that pro card that year. It's not fucking easy, dude. Like I get back in the day, like there was less given out, but there was also less people competing.
Yeah,
so
there was a lot less people competing. Way less people.
Way less people, Joe.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah. So I guess hot takes on a lot of this stuff. Like I still think it's a good thing. Like anyone who makes it to the Olympia stage is impressive. Anyone who I don't know. That's just my thoughts on it. But yeah.
Fuck yeah. Herebod asks peptide use. Are there any peptides that you like?
No, I mean I'm taking orally BPC and TB500.
Yeah.
I don't feel it hasn't helped at all. I've done the injectables. But again, dude, like the research says, I had my cousin do it. He tore his pec a couple years ago, and he was in Houston recently doing some type of reconstructive surgery to make it look better. And he was pretty much healed up in like 3 weeks, he was telling me. And I had him do like that protocol. I don't know, man. Maybe my injury isn't it's different than what it can heal, but I don't know, dude. I don't know. I hate it. Yeah, I wish that would have worked, dude, because I did the injectable for a while. Now I'm just taking it orally because why not? It's
hard to tell if that shit works sometimes.
Some people swear by it, dude. Some people really swear by it.
Some people swear by it for real, but I feel like it's helped me, but I don't. I'd be a liar if I told you I swore by it. Win98 asks how not to quit when you get second call out.
So the thing, obviously, like like from my perspective, I've always done pretty well in competitions, but I would say, man, I know a lot of people that haven't. A lot of people that I respect. One in particular, John Meadows, took him like 30 years to turn pro. You just gotta love the process, and it sounds silly, man, but I think that's the biggest thing. Like, and if you're improving from show to show, I think that's probably the most important part as well. and I like to draw a lot from history and other people. That helps me quite a bit. Like if I could see someone else that's doing something or has done something, then it gives me more faith that it can be done multiple times. So I look at people like even Samson. Samson wasn't placing first call-outs a couple of years ago. And sometimes like there are some people that they are checking all the boxes. They're doing everything possible and they just aren't getting there. But there's quite a bit of people on top of that where they just haven't found the right tools or the right key to unlock that door to their potential. Samson was one person, obviously, that we know now. My favorite example is Michaela Aycock. She's a women's bodybuilder. I know a lot of people aren't into women's bodybuilding. I got a lot of respect for women's bodybuilders because out of everyone who does bodybuilding, women's bodybuilders do it just for the love of the sport. There is no benefit to being a women's bodybuilder, bro. There's zero. So 100%, every one of those ladies love that shit full-heartedly. So her transformation with her legs was insane. Her training was already good. Like she trained with Dallas McCarver. She trained with my trainer, hypertrophy coach. And all it took was a drastic change in her training for her to have like the worst legs in women's bodybuilding to place in top 3 at like, or top 5 at the Olympia. I think she's placed and maybe 3rd at the second biggest show they have. And it went from her training like maybe push-pull legs or a row split to I'm going to train legs 3 times a week and that's it. That's what she did for a year. And now she does legs twice a week and upper body once a week. Wow. And if you see her transformation, dude, it is literally insane. And I say that too because it wasn't like, oh, she's just a newbie and everything grew. It was like, oh, she's already a pro and her legs suck. She's already got her pro card. She's been doing this a while and her legs suck. And then she changed her training after years of already training and her legs blew up. Damn, so that's why I say like you can find a real, exactly. Same with me. Me finding Joe drastically changed my my trajectory in the sport. So sometimes, it just takes the right person or the right training style to kind of really bring you up. So it could be either one. Maybe you are seeing progress and it's just a little bit slower than other people, or maybe you haven't found that right key to unlock that door.
So I should be doing hamstrings 3 times a week.
There you go. Get it.
Fucking hamstrings, man. That shit does not want to grow for me.
Hamstrings are tough, dude, for me. It was a very slow process for me. Very slow. But I'm getting happier with the results now, finally.
How come it's been slow for you?
I think it's just I don't know. I was very weak in that movement too. So I mean it kind of correlated. Like the stronger I got, the better they are. Like detail, and it's funny because people didn't realize it. Like detail wise, from the back, it looks fine, but when I'm doing like a side chest, it just doesn't hang like I wanted it to. So it took a very long time, but now we're here. Yeah. I think it's a lot better than what it used to be.
Hell yeah, let's go.
See if I can find this photo for you real quick because it's really wild.
Do you mind me asking while you're looking that up? But what have you like?
Fuck.
Whoa, that is
so. If you see the upper body, and then the legs.
What? And so basically, her upper body she did once a week, lower body twice a week.
That's after I don't know if it was a full year, but she did just 3 leg days a week for a very long period of time.
For the very long period of time, right? Yeah.
And then now she does legs twice a week and upper once a week. Body.
That is fucking sick.
Exactly. So you see that. Then when you see stuff like that's why I love learning as much and seeing as many people, not just the popular people and stuff like that, because 9 times out of 10, the popular people, they're just genetically gifted like everywhere.
No, for real.
And you gotta search for the people that have shit like that, dude, because it really motivates you, man. Like, okay, maybe I just don't know the right thing yet. I gotta try something different, Yeah.
Yeah, that's fucking sick, dude. That's fucking. I love seeing that shit. That's why this year, honestly, low key, just between you and I was thinking about literally just hitting only legs, lats, and arms.
It could be good. Year. Even like to the opposite of that, Tom Platz, he stopped his best placing at his Olympia was when he didn't train legs the whole prep. So like you really got to tailor shit towards your body, To
your body, yeah.
Yeah.
Further confirmation for me doing literally only legs and lats.
Get it.
Oh, G Built asks, how many hours on average per week do you practice posing, off season and in prep? I'm sure you get this all the time.
I've been very as an artist, very unmotivated as of late. I was talking to a buddy of mine, Clips, and he's like, bro, you just gotta to get out there and do it. Like, I feel like even in every single way, like clothing wise, I felt very unmotivated. Like photography, I haven't been taking pictures like I normally do. Posing, just all forms of it. So right now, it hasn't been a ton. I mean, I just been doing mandatories pretty much after my workouts. So I am doing mandatories and for check-ins, but like to music, no, I haven't done a lot of it at all. But for me to get good, like I think everyone likes to say, like the survival routine was the first good routine I did, in my opinion. And when I was getting ready for that, I was practicing every single day for like an hour. Damn. Like an hour every single day. Like it was awesome. A problem because like I wasn't eating enough. I would spend like 3 hours at the gym, dude. And I'm like, okay, well, I would. So, an hour a day, like pretty much every day. That's like, yeah.
How long was that lasting for? That you're doing an hour a day for?
That was years. I mean, 2018, I started really getting into posing when I started competing. So that was 2012? 2013. So yeah, 2000. So about 5 years of. I know obviously there's some days I miss. I'm going out somewhere, I'm doing something, but like pretty much like an hour all the time. I would stretch, then I would pose, and it was.
Gotcha. Personal question from me: is there a classic bodybuilder that influenced you the most in your posing routines?
Yeah, I wish I see him right over here. I got a picture with him. Lee Labrada. I think he's the best poser of all time. There are other posers I really liked, like in my opinion too, man. Like I know everyone loves the 70s, but I personally think the 80s is the best era of bodybuilding. They had the size, like I think about as big as you can get and look very aesthetic. Like Lee Labrada, Francis Benfato, Bob Paris, those guys. And that's when the routines really started to take off because they could choose their own. I don't know what was going on in the 70s. I don't know if they could choose their own music, but they didn't have those routines like they had in the 80s. You know what I mean? Like where they had those big stages and they can move from one side to the other and it seemed like in the 70s, I don't know if they could choose their music or not, or maybe the music was a little, like the choices weren't as good. But I think in the 80s, man, like, Lee, one of the coolest routines that Lee did, like he went to Spain to learn from I don't know what you call those people with the bulls, the matador. Is it a matador? Yeah. He went there to learn from them to incorporate that into his routine. And I'm like, holy crap, that's the level of detail that takes is insane. Yeah. Lee by far, without a doubt, is my favorite. Bob Paris had some really cool things that he did that I really like. Muhammad Makawi was just a master of all his side poses. Like I don't use him as much because we had very different physiques, and the stuff he used to highlight his physique I can't really do. He had very broad shoulders, so when he would do those twisting shots, his back would be huge, and it would come into his tiny waist. But I don't have the same structure, so I can't do that. So Lee probably fits my body type the best. Like his arms are a little bit bigger, my legs are a little bit bigger, but overall I think we float or are similar. But yeah, Lee, I got a whole picture with him signed and everything over here. That's fucking sick, dude. Just like it's huge. So
that's tight as fuck. Bob Paris was an aesthetic both of them were aesthetic motherfuckers.
I really like Bob, but
I like Bob's like little poses that he like kind of created, or I guess
those kneeling shots,
the kneeling twists. Yeah,
very nice. He's very like, I don't know, like Lee's very into music, so he's very artistically inclined, like in a lot of different areas. And I think the same thing is true for Bob, because I think Bob either became like a writer or he did some acting or something. I'm not sure. And I just hate that how his relationship is with bodybuilding now. He like hates it.
Wait, really?
Yeah, he popped up on Instagram a couple years back, And a lot of his fans found out, and he just did not want to talk about bodybuilding whatsoever.
Oh, damn.
And I got to meet Francis Benfado because, you know, he was gay, and he left America and moved to Canada because I think something to do with that. And Francis said he just didn't have a good time in the sport, which shocked me because, you know, the first Black African-American Mr. Olympia, Chris Dickerson, was also gay. So I was like, oh, well, you know, I think Chris came before Bob. I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, it seemed to be an issue for him, from what Francis said. And he also wrote this book, I think called The Gorilla Suit. I haven't had a chance to read it, but from my understanding, it's about like how he didn't like his physique being that big. So super unfortunate, but I'm still happy that he did give his time to bodybuilding, even if he's not too happy about it.
No, for sure, same. That is really interesting shit, though. It's always interesting to hear such different, varying perspectives from the bodybuilding past.
Dude, I've been really blessed to meet a couple, man. I've gotten to meet him, Francis, Lee, and Robbie Robinson. Robbie Robinson is super interesting. His story is really sad too, like super sad. And I never thought about it. Like, if you think about it, have you seen any pictures of like Robbie in his prime, like in his 30s? You see pictures of Robbie from pumping iron, and you see pictures of Robbie when he was like in his 40s or 50s. Like when he's older, he's got like the gray hair. It's because he wasn't able to compete in the US in his 30s. So I was like, God damn, dude, that sucks. But yeah, he did a whole interview on it too. But so you guys can watch that, because I don't want to get into it's depressing. But yeah, it's been a blessing, man, to at least get to meet him and chat with him and talk with him. I would love to meet Frank Zane, and you know, I kind of have to hurry because these guys are getting older, man.
Yeah, Frank's pretty dope. Frank's pretty cool. Have you ever reached out to him?
I have not. I don't know why, dude. I probably should. Yeah, I don't know.
He'll respond for sure.
Okay, because I know he did some cool stuff with Sadiq a few years back, and I was like, dude, that's really cool, man.
Yeah.
I have a lot of respect for what he did too, and with the posing and everything, man. So I'm
pretty sure if you just shot him a DM, he would respond, and if not, shoot him an email, and I think he'll definitely respond too.
Okay. Next year, I mean, if I can, I would love to do like a little series where I meet up with a lot of these guys and just train with them and ask them questions.
It's fucking cool to hear their perspectives and what they did in the past. It's very interesting. I think Frank probably has one of the most interesting perspectives. Like, he was just telling me about how he would really like limit his food volume to keep his waist small. Obviously, he practiced the vacuums, but like sometimes he would just drink EAAs.
God damn.
Yeah, just straight up drink EAAs.
It's interesting, man.
Isn't that crazy?
It's cool, man. Like, obviously that wasn't the best approach, but it's really cool to see the stuff they tested and stuff they tried at that time, man. Because like sometimes they would get it right. Not all the time, but a lot of times they got a lot of stuff right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Super, super cool.
Oh, just a bunch of dudes experimenting on ourselves.
Dude, my favorite subject in school was history. So learning that stuff and hearing that stuff is a lot of fun.
Mm-hmm.
I would love to be an historian, but I don't like writing, so I guess I won't do that. But I don't know. I hate it.
A lot of these questions are just like they're excited about the podcast. Really intrigued to hear it. 10 Grams says sending love and blessings today. Case's Life asks, did your time being a veteran help influence your bodybuilding passion?
It kind of led to it, yeah. So I kind of got into bodybuilding because of the military. I was trying out for TACP, which is like a special forces job in the Air Force, and I did not end up making it. And I thought, in my opinion, partly was because of like I was just a little too small. I was like 125 pounds. So I started lifting weights to come back and try it again. And I just never stopped. Basically, I got into bodybuilding, you know.
Damn.
Yeah. So when I gained like 30 pounds naturally. Obviously not all muscle, but I was still very lean, I would say. Mm-hmm. In the first like 4 or 5 months of lifting, I was very underfed and I was burning so many calories doing the special forces shit. Like the amount of running, the amount of rucks, the amount of exercise we were doing, and the amount of thinking we had to do. I definitely was, you know, obviously I guess, flat. Bodybuilding turned flat. And I wasn't eating enough. I was probably eating 2-3 times a day. Because I don't know if you ever like ran a ton or like you had so think of like after a leg day. After my leg days, I have no appetite. So we wake up, eat breakfast, and then we go training, cardio, whatever, all this other stuff we had to do. And after that, my appetite would be gone. So I would struggle to eat my next meal, and then I'll eat dinner. So going from doing that to like eating like, 4. I was eating 5 times a day when I first started. I gained a lot. I couldn't afford food, so I would do like the breakfast they did in the chow hall, and I would take a meal with me. I would eat the lunch in the chow hall, take a meal with me.
Fire.
And then dinner. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome. That's fucking cool, dude. That's cool to hear.
Yeah. Dude, honestly, man, like when people, and nowadays, I know a lot of people get like hung up on like, oh man, I'm not doing the perfect diet, dude. I just started, man. Like I just ate what I could. I knew I had to eat chicken and rice or protein and carbs. And I just did that until I got my first bodybuilding magazine. And then I started doing more chicken I finished they call it tech school. I got to my first base, so they give you some money for food. And then I started to do more chicken, rice, and eggs and stuff. And even then, it was just, I didn't know what to do. I just would eat chicken and rice a couple of times a day, eggs and oatmeal in the morning, and whatever I wanted for dinner. And it worked for a while. You do what you can with what you know.
Yeah.
And then you slowly get better. But it's crazy now, dude. Like, there's fucking teenagers that were probably smarter than some of the coaches back when I started. The knowledge level. I was talking to JPG because I think he's a little bit younger. He's around my age, and he was like, "Bro, yeah, the amount of knowledge from like back in the day to now is completely different."
It's insane. It's unreal, man. I mean, I wish I had that knowledge because that's kind of one of the reasons why I started the podcast is because I had no fucking clue what I was doing, bro, and I fucked myself up, dude. So hopefully,
it's a good and bad, man. I don't know. You need to find a guy to do a podcast and kind of talk about the effects of like social media on bodybuilding, because like I talked to a lot of people now. They're like, I saw like this 14-year-old kid doing. He was on a cycle. I think Ron Harris made a video about it. And I'm like, in my opinion, it's because like people wanted bodybuilders to be more transparent. And like, that's obviously a good thing. You want that. But at the same time, with bodybuilders being more transparent, they're also in the same places as teenagers and kids. So when it's kind of difficult. It's kind of a difficult thing, man. Like, you want to be more transparent, but then you also got 12-year-olds and 13-year-olds and 14-year-olds also in that same room with you, and you end up with, I guess 14-year-olds doing cycles now.
Yeah, it's fucking hard, man. It's I actually ended up I was kind of unsure about wanting to do this, but I ended up on a Jubilee show literally just like a few days ago, and it's pretty cool, but it's going to be an interesting one. Basically, they decided to create a middle grounds of steroids versus naturals, and Eric Janicki moderated it, and we had Shizzy, Josh Manoy, and Hussein something, and some other guys on the other side. And then we had Togi. We had Mark Lobliner. Do you know Mark Lobliner from Tiger Fitness?
I know Marcus. Yeah, I know Mark. Yeah.
Mark, and then freaking Togi, and then a couple other guys, and then me in the enhanced side. And the discussions were intense, bro. It was actually a really good discussion. Obviously, I'm a little worried because I don't know if Jubilee's gonna be like all these other stations that cut up clips and cut up the editing process to make you look a little bit more polarizing. But
I've heard. I watched one, and this lady did say they did that, but for the most part, it seems like it's pretty. That was like the only time I've heard of them doing that.
That's cool.
It was like a transgender one or something.
But we'll see how it goes. But it was interesting because we were discussing how like it's just nowadays everybody knows that everyone takes PEDs, even sports, in a lot of different sports. They just don't talk about it, but the PED use is so prevalent. So a lot of these guys are still going to try to use these substances. And I think from the entire discussion that was like 3 hours, we all kind of just came down to the conclusion that like there's not really much we could do but just educate. So just
that's all you can do at this point.
Whatever they can know, so they don't fucking kill themselves or wreck themselves. Or
we're at that point.
Become a male version of a girl on her period.
Yeah. I mean, that's my conclusion too. Yeah. You can't. Yeah, that's all you can do for sure. Yeah. Only other thing you could do is separate the spaces for like teens and adults, but you can't. That's all. You can't really do that either.
All right, last question. Tom Cole asks, "What is your favorite anime?"
My favorite of all time would be Naruto. I know everyone loves. Yeah, cool. Everyone loves DBZ, dude. I haven't watched Dragon Ball Z in forever, to be honest. I didn't watch the new arc, the
Super.
Super. I haven't really watched Super, but Dragon Ball Z was my favorite as a kid. Then I started writing Naruto like when I was like maybe 20, 21. That became my favorite. Right now, I'm liking a lot of different ones. I like Solo Leveling. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Kaiju number 8. I really like Promised Neverland, but then the second season kind of fell off really hard. Yeah, I like a lot of different anime, man. I haven't watched any in a while. I've been trying to get into the Dan or something like that on Netflix. I heard that's good, but I haven't really gotten really into it yet. One that's not an anime that I'm loving right now is Arcane. I think Arcane is an amazing show. Like story-wise, visually, like audio, like every sense, like it's fucking amazing. I don't play. Okay. It's like from this game League of Legends. I don't play the game.
Oh no, shit, bro.
I don't play the game.
No way.
Shit, dope. So like you might like it even more than me.
Oh shit.
It's literally amazing. Like I have a buddy, he's not into anime at all, and I had him watch that. He loved it. I was like, oh shit, dude, it's dope.
Damn, this looks cool.
It's really good, dude.
I was being really productive, and now you're gonna suck me in.
Just watch that one. It's only gonna be 2 seasons, and I think there's gonna be like 9 episodes total on this second season. And they dropped the next 3 on the 16th. So I think Friday is tomorrow, maybe.
Okay.
Oh no, Saturday or so. Yeah, it's like it's probably gonna be like, I don't know, maybe like 19 episodes total, something like that.
Okay. Cool. All right, I'm gonna check these out. Everybody, write this down. All of it.
Arcane. My second favorite, dude. My top 5. We'll go through my top 5 because people. It's funny when I talk about anime, everyone's always like, what about this and what about that one? I watch a lot of fucking anime, so I know most of them. But Hunter x Hunter is up there. Full Metal Alchemist.
Yeah. Bro, I fucking love FMA. It's one of my favorite.
I like Berserk. It's fucking depressing. Like I've only watched it once. Yeah, but
Berserk's on another level, bro. That's just like a story that everybody needs to read or listen to. Just everybody needs to, bro. Seriously.
I don't know about all that, but I mean, maybe if you want to be traumatized, for sure, check it out.
Traumatized.
Holy moly! I think those are some of my favorites for sure. There's more, but definitely though. Death Note and Code Geass. Yeah.
All good choices.
All right, that's enough anime for now. I run through the whole list.
Death Note's one of my favorites too. All right. I ask one last question at the end of every podcast, but if you were to disappear from the world tomorrow and you had one message you could send to the entire world today, what would it be?
Oh shit, dude. Oh my God. Yo, honestly, man, I would say, I don't know, man, be more understanding and be more empathetic, especially now with the election and shit. People, like, I saw like the way people were fucking acting, dude. Like just like understand, like people aren't doing things that 9 times out of 10 they're not doing it to like hurt you. They got their own shit going on, and it's not because of you. It just so happened to you, you know. Like, so be a little bit more understanding, be a little bit slower to anger. That's what I would say. Yeah. Be more willing to talk it out. Yeah.
Yeah, bro. I agree. I love that. Thanks for that, man. That was fucking sick, dude. Where can everybody find you?
Rough Diesel everywhere. Everything.
Rough Diesel, baby. Rough Diesel. Yeah. Next Olympian champ, potentially.
There we go.
2-time Mr. Olympia Runner Up, 2-time Arnold Champ.
Oh,
Let's fucking see it, baby.
I got this. I'm gonna be able to see it. It's in the corner down here. That says I wrote. Oh, there we go. I've had this for like 3 years now, and number 4. I put number 4 because when I win, I'll be the 4th Mr. Olympian Classic. You know, it's been Danny, Breon, and Chris. So that's my way of like reminding myself every day. You know.
Yeah. That's fucking awesome, bro. That's so dope. Well, thanks for coming on the podcast, man.
Of course. Thanks for having me, man. It was good to see you, man. And hopefully I'll be out in Cali soon. I haven't been there in years, but I'll hit you up if I'm there soon.
Bet, bro. Please do. I want to get a lift with you. That would be savage. Tristan's been hanging out here too, and he also goes to the Young LA gym. So maybe all 3 of us can hit it some
Tristan's
savage,
dope.
juicy lift.
I'm with Young LA. I'm not cool enough for them to fly me out yet. So soon though.
Yeah.
All right, man.
Bro. Well, I'll catch up with you again sometime soon. Young LA's not cool enough, or I'm not cool enough for Young LA to fly me out either, but I'm going to be sticking around in LA for a while. So just hit me up whenever, bro. And catch you soon, dude.
All right.
Eager to see you win this.
Yes, sir.